Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I am your boy Big Al Better. In today's video, we're gonna obviously be going right back in NBA playoff games. We've got Friday night's games coming up. We got 3 games for you guys. What do we got going on in this one? We've got the Celtics taking on the Magic, Pacers taking on the Bucks, and the Lakers Timberwolves. All these are game 3s. Should be an awesome time. You know, the road team becomes the home team, if you will, and the home team becomes the road team. So these are always fun games. As always, we're going to recap how last night's bets went. So if you guys are new to the channel, you don't really care about how last night's bets went, you just skip to the 5 to 7 minute mark of this video. That's where we'll hop into the next ones. If you guys are returning, then obviously you guys are going to want to stick around to see how the bets went if you tailed or if you faded. So without further ado, let's hop into that. And for the rest of you guys, we'll see you in about 7 minutes, okay? So for tonight's games, I suppose last night's, it's tonight when I'm recording this as always. We got the Knicks Pistons was the first game of the night. We had the Knicks. We were actually on the Pistons +1, and we were on the over 213.5. We catch the over. They got up into 230, I think. Unfortunately, it ends up being a 3-point game. Pistons lose by 3, so we do not catch. There was a moment there where it was 1, and I was able to get it 1.5 when I got to the book. But there's a moment there where it was a 1-point game. I was like, oh, we're going to get a push on this one. This is going to be awesome. It does not happen. They foul him. They send him to the free throw line. Yada, yada, yada. So anyway, that was unfortunate. But I don't even, was it Tobias Harris? Somebody hit a 3 from the corner and got it to 1 point. I was like, oh, yo, this is what we need with 5 seconds left or whatever. And then, yeah, fouls, free throws, and that is what it is. So anyway, that's, I thought the Pistons would come out strong, but I should have expected the Knicks to kind of play this one tough. Knicks took a lead early, never really lost it, and that was a flip of the script from how the games had been going in the first 2 with the Pistons. They had the lead going through 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, the Knicks had staged a big comeback. First one, they were able to win. Second one, Pistons were able to hold on. In this one, the Knicks didn't even play around. They just got the lead early and kind of held it the whole game. So that is what it is. As far as the 4-pick parlay goes, it was kind of close. This was a plus 1,400, so it was kind of a reach anyway. But we had Jalen Brunson 40 plus PRA. He cashes again. That's 3 straight games, by the way. So, if you guys are betting prop bets, 40 plus PRA for Brunson has hit every game. He's been over 30 points. Tobias Harris, 25 plus PRA. That does not cash. He had kind of a bad game. He got into foul trouble early, had to miss a lot of the game. Malik Beasley, I thought he'd play a really good game at home. He did not. 20 plus PRA. I think he had like 9. He did not do well at all. And then we had Josh Hart under 26.5 PRA. He hits 26. So he has not hit over this number so far in the series, so that's something to look for. And I thought he was going to get it because early he was all over the place. I think he had 15 like shortly after the second quarter started, and I was like, oh no, we're going to lose it based on this. And then he ends the game under 26.5, so that's something to really keep your eyes on. And that was his line, so that's a minus 110, minus 105 type of play. So that is definitely something we need to be looking at for the rest of this series moving forward, because if he gets mid-20s but he's not getting over that 26, him under this number is actually pretty nice of a number. He has, like I said, he has not done that yet in this series. Next game, moving on, we had the Thunder in Memphis. We were on the Thunder minus 8.5. They'd just been slaughtering them, so I figured they'd just do the same thing. Memphis came out early. They had a 29-point lead at one point in this game. They had a 20-point lead going into halftime. Over-under was 226.5. We were on the over because I figured both teams would play hard. I figured Memphis would come out and play way better, and I figured the Thunder would match their intensity. They did. But we don't get the over, unfortunately, in this one. They were just short. I think they got to 215. They were in the teens or something. As far as the side, Thunder minus 8.5. They win by 6. It was just, it was a bummer. They staged a big comeback. They tied the game. There's like 4 minutes left, and I think it was a 2-point game, 3-point game. And I was like, oh man, if we get some free throws, if we get a bunch of fouls near the end, we could potentially cash this. Unfortunately, it does not happen. They win by 6, not by the 9. Like you needed them by 9 with 8.5. So unfortunately, that one does not cash. Moving to the 4-pick here. This one is just the biggest of bad beats. So if you guys were following us through the play-in tournament and the first games, game 1s of this series, we were like, of those 3 games in the play-in tournament. Well, I guess there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 games, 6 games in the play-in tournament, right? Yeah, 4, and then the last ones. Of those 6 games, plus all, 8 in the first round, the game 1s, we probably had like 7 four pick parlays that we missed by one pick. We get another one here tonight. We had Jalen Williams 5+ rebounds. He cashes that. It took him till the fourth quarter, but he did it again. Jalen Williams 20+ points. He went for over 30 tonight. I believe it was 30. If not, it was high 20s. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 26.5 PRA. I believe he got over 30 PRA. I know he cashed the 26.5 because I was watching the game. And then Ja Morant 25+ points. He had 15+ points before halftime. Then he gets hurt. And he kind of jumped up. Guy tripped him. It was almost Jimmy Butler-esque, except for Ja landed on his face and Jimmy landed on his back. So, yeah, Ja misses the rest of the game, doesn't come back, and he had 15 at halftime. It's like, oh, that was just the easiest. So we should have hit this plus 700 parlay. Unfortunately, because Ja misses the game and doesn't come back, we don't hit it. So that is an unfortunate one. So we don't hit that. Next, we got our final game of the night, which has been the best game, kind of the best series so far. Denver taking on the Clippers. It was a 5-point spread, which I thought was too high, so I took Denver. They got absolutely killed. They lost by almost 30 points. Over under was 213.5. That doesn't cash either because Denver, they got to, like, I think 80, and then the Clippers were at 115, 113, something like that. So just really a bad beat there. Denver, they tried, but LA at home is a different beast. So unfortunately, this one does not cash. Denver down 1-2 in this series. Not looking good for the Nuggets, and I liked the Nuggets to win this series, but Kawhi has been playing out of his mind. Zubats has been playing great. Harden's been playing incredible, so that Clippers team is a tough one to beat. Anyway, as far as this 4-pick parlay, hey guys, that is 2 days in a row we've hit a 4-pick parlay. Well, we missed by 1. It should have been 2 today, and we were 1 off last night as well on a second one. But we had Jamal Murray, 20+ points. That cashes. All of these cash, so I don't even have to say it cashes. Jamal Murray, 20+ points. Nikola Jokic, 45+ points, rebounds, and assists. Ivica Zubats over 2.5 assists. He had 4 again, back-to-back games. And then Norman Powell, we've been waiting on him. We took him every single game. He finally hits over 21.5 PRA. I think he got to like high 20s, so he was at 26, 27, something like that. But so that thing cashes. It was a plus 550, so not a bad little, bad little cash. Unfortunately, like I said, we miss on the over/under and we miss on the spread. So for over/under spreads of the night, we only hit 1, which is terrible. We go 1 of 6. Pretty atrocious. That's like a 15, 16, 17% hit rate. Not good. But last night we had a great night. So, this is how gambling works. Big night, not a good night. Big night, not a good night. As far as the 3-pick parlay, because we give you guys a prop parlay for every game, we had 3 picks. We had Zubats, the 2.5 assists, that cashes. We had Jalen Williams, the 5 boards, he cashes. And then we had Tobias Harris, 25+ PRA, and he does not cash. We should have been on the Hart under 26.5 or on Brunson 40+ PRA. We'll adjust. We'll have that in the next one. But unfortunately, that one doesn't hit. That was a plus 512 parlay as well. So that is your recap. 7 minutes, 42 seconds into the video. Let's go ahead and hop into the next day, Friday slate of games. We've got some good games here. We're going to start with Celtics Magic over under. Let's switch the screen. Boom. There's DraftKings right there. Ka-chang. That's the book we use because that's the book that I'm closest to. Anyway, we've got the spread of 4.5. Celtics minus 4.5, Magic plus 4.5, over under set at 197.5, which is pretty similar to what it was for the last game, right? As far as the sides we like here, I like the Magic here plus 4.5. If you guys go to the regular season, they won both games at home. The second game doesn't really count because no starters really played for the Celtics because they'd already locked up what they needed to lock up. But in the first game they played, it was back in November, so it's kind of hard to use that as a reference, but it is still a game that was played with both these teams, so I'm throwing it in there. The Magic won that one too, so I expect the Magic to come in here and win this game. I don't think the Celtics sweep them. I think it's a gentleman sweep 4-1, so I think if there was ever a game to get, the Magic get this one at home. So I like the plus 4.5 we're getting. If they don't win it, they should keep it close. Banchero's been playing out his mind. Wagner's been playing great. It's just they haven't had the help from around him. As you guys know, role players play better at home, so the Magic role players should play much better in this game. Over under 197.5. If we think the Magic are going to make it competitive, I like the over. Again, it cashed in the last game, which was at the Celtics, but I just feel like the Magic are going to do enough to score to make the Celtics have to keep up. The Celtics will keep up. It'll be a close game, and we'll cash the over. So I like the over 197.5, and I like the Magic plus 4.5. 4-pick parlay. We did cash this one for this game the other night. So we're going to take, I almost just copy pasted the whole thing, but I was like, no, 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 no. We don't need to do that. So we're going to take Derek White again, 25 plus points, rebounds, assists. He plays great. Tatum is doubtful again. They said his wrist is bruised or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him in the series for the rest of the series. They don't need him to win this series. They've proven that. I mean, they're up 2-0. Unless they go lose both these games in Orlando, then he'll come back. But no reason to hurt him, especially if you got to play the Cavs in the next round. So anyway, or whoever you got to play in the next round, right? Maybe it's not the Cavs, but you get it. So we got White, 25 plus PRA. He plays great whenever Tatum or Brown doesn't play. White shows up. So we're going to take Derek White, 25 plus PRA. Paolo Banchero, 4 plus assists. He's done this in both games. We have to take that. Paolo Banchero, 30 plus points. He's done this in both the games. He had 36 and 32, respectively. And then for assists, he had 4 and 7. So he's covered this number. Then we're going to take Jaylen Brown, 30 plus points. He's coming off that 36-point game the other night. Tatum didn't play. Now, there's been one other game Tatum didn't play. It was the first game against these guys back, like I said, November of 2024. Jaylen Brown, no Tatum, 35 points. So when Tatum doesn't play against these guys, he's able to get in there and get points. So we're taking Brown 30 points, Paolo 30 points, Paolo the 4 assists again because he's been cashing that, and Derek White 25 plus PRA. All of this has happened in all these games. I don't know if Derek White got the 25 plus PRA in the first game against these guys. Do I have that on this sheet here? He had 36, and then he had 28. So yeah, he's covered this in both the games against these guys in the playoffs as well. So all 4 of these picks have happened so far in both these games in Boston. And now we're just hoping that Paolo does what he does at home, and that White can come on the road and Brown can come on the road and do the same thing in Orlando. So this one is plus 1,400 over on DraftKings, so it's a really high payer. Brown's plus like 300 to score the 30 points, so that's a huge booster. So if you guys just like that line, mate, you can go bet that solo. I really like that line. I might end up throwing a little coin on that solo. Moving on to the next game, we got the Pacers taking on the Bucks. Over under is 230.5, which is pretty high. But these guys, obviously, the Pacers can run, they can score, and then the Bucks, Giannis has been playing out of his mind, so not surprising that the total is set this high. The last game, it was 229. It ended up being an under. The Pacers played great defense. The first game, if I'm remembering that correctly, I'm pretty sure I am, and then the first game went over this number. On the season series, only one of the games they played 4. Only one of the games they played was under this number. So we're going to be on the over. I think on the road, the Bucks players are going to play better. They're the only side that has been kind of slacking with the points anyway. The Pacers have been able to score whatever they want. It's just, the Bucks have struggled to keep up. So we're going to be on we're not on the Pacers, actually. We're on the Bucks here, -5. It is slightly big of a number, but the Bucks did win this series on the season 3-1, and they won their home games. They won 2 at home. They won 1 on the road. Dame's back. He played in the last game. It mattered, but not as much as it probably should have. Whatever. But I expect a lot of the players for the Bucks to play better at home. That should elevate the Bucks scoring. Giannis will still do Giannis things. Dame will play better, and the Pacers are still going to play good. I just don't think they'll be able to beat them. I think, once again, you're looking at a gentleman's sweep, or even 6 or 7 games with this series. Obviously, it has to be 6 or 7 games if it has a gentleman's sweep. That's a stupid thing. But yeah, I like the Bucks here -5, and I like the over 230.5. As far as the 4-pick parlay goes, this one feels really fun. We got Miles Turner, 12 plus points. Fun fact, he's done that in every game against these guys on the season. So all 4 of the regular season games and the 2 playoff games so far, he's done that. We've got it written down right here. Boom. He had 15, 16, 13, 14, 19, 15. So I trust him to get to 12. It is a little minus money to throw it into the parlay, but that is what it is. Then we're going to take Pascal Siakam over 27.5 points plus rebounds. I was going to throw in his points and throw in his rebounds separately, but I figured let's just combine them together. Then if maybe he gets 6 rebounds on the off chance, but he'll get 24 points, and we still cover. So 28 points plus rebounds is the line, but we're taking over 27.5. Then we've got Brook Lopez over 8.5 points. In the first 2 games against these guys in the playoffs, 9 points and 8 points. But on the season series, 10 points, 23 points, 16 points, and 11 points. So with that being said, With them being at home, Lopez should play better, so I like him to get to 9 points. And then our final pick will be Kyle Kuzma over 10.5 points. He had 9 points and 8 points in the regular season. He had 0 points in the first playoff game, but then in this one in Indiana in the last game, he got 12. He had 6, I think, in the third quarter. I expect him to play better at home, and he had a really good stretch down the stretch of the season. So I expect Kuzma to show up here. We only need him to get to 11. He's coming off a 12-point game. I feel pretty good about that. This one pays out plus 650 over on DraftKings. So that's, once again, Miles Turner 12 points, Siakam 27.5 over 27.5 points plus rebounds, Brook Lopez over 8.5 points, and Kyle Kuzma over 10.5 points. And that's plus 650 over on DraftKings. Moving on to the final game. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bap. Lakers T-Wolves, obviously. Like, dude, Pacers Bucks has been a fun series to watch. Lakers T-Wolves obviously has been awesome as well. So Lakers T-Wolves over under set at 205.5, really low. If you guys remember, the first game they got pretty high scoring. They got to 212. Well, that's not even that high scoring, but you get it. Over this number. And then in game 2, they were down in the 180s, like, or maybe even 170s. It was 80 to 90s, 80 something to 90 something. Lakers took care of that one. They lost the first one, so the series is tied. I think philosophy on this one, the thesis I have for this, Lakers are going to want to come in here, steal this one. They know they just steal one, then they just win their 2 home games. It's how you doing, keep it moving. So I think they're going to come in here with aggression. I think they're going to try to steal this game. So I like them to win this. Lakers, the spread is 3, as you guys can see on the screen up here. Over under 205.5. I like the over here. Like I said, I think the Lakers are going to play fast. I think they're going to come in here and try to score a ton of points, which means the T-Wolves would just be playing catch up the whole time. I think we can expect a big game from Luka, a big game from LeBron. I don't know if Reeves has kind of been, he's been good in the series. He just hasn't been great yet. But yeah, I like the Lakers here plus 3. I think even if they lose the game, it's going to come down to the wire. And I like the over, because I think both teams are going to have to bring it. The defensive intensity was huge in that last game. They may just be like, hey, you know what? We don't need to do that. Or they may just take a lot more threes. So that's what I like here. As far as the 4-pick parlay goes for this one, I really like this one. It pays out plus 7-ish hundred. We got LeBron James over 22.5 points. That's his line. We have Luka Doncic over 30.5 points. That's his line. He's gone over 30 in both games so far in this series. We have Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 14 points, rebounds, assists. Okay, he had a great first game. He had a middling second game. I think he got to 11 PRA. But they're back at home. He's coming off the bench. He's getting tons of minutes, like 30 minutes a game. So I love that. And then our final pick is going to be our boy. He cashed in the first game, missed in the second game, so we're going to take him again. Dante DiVincenzo, over 15 points, rebounds, assists. His line is 17, so I brought it down to 15 just to kind of get us a little wiggle room. I was going to take him for 20 because they're at home, but then I saw his minutes. He only got 16 minutes in the last game, so I was like, I don't love that. So we're taking 15 PRA. They're at home. He should play great. He's going to come in. He's going to probably splash a couple threes, get some assists, get some rebounds. He's an all-around great player. So that's our 4-pick parlay there. Like I said, I think it pays out plus 700. I had the other ones written down. I forgot to write this one down when I built it. So, but it was up there. Maybe it was plus 900. But LeBron over his line, 22.5 points. Luka over his line, 30.5 points. Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 14 points, rebounds, and assists. Dante DiVincenzo over 15 points, rebounds, and assists. Like I said, pays out plus 700 to 1,000 on DraftKings. And then for our final little pick here, we give you guys one prop parlay from each game. So we are going with Paolo Banchero, 30 plus points. Like I said, he's done that in both games. We're just going to keep doing your thing, Paolo. Then we got Pascal Siakam over 27.5 points plus rebounds. Done that in both games. Keep it going, Pascal. And then our final one is Luka over 30.5 points. Done that in both playoff games. So love that. This thing pays out plus 690 just for that simple thing. I'm going to build it real quick for you guys just because why not? I don't really have to build it, but why not? Let's build it real quick, right? So just so I can show you guys what it's looking like. So for this game, player assists, we're going to go to Paolo Banchero, slide over to 4. It's minus 300, which is absolutely insane. Actually, we're not taking that. We're taking his points. I forgot about that. They moved his line. We were taking the 4 assists for the last 2 games, and then it was hitting so much, they moved to minus 300. It was minus 170 for both the first games. So, all right, so Paolo Banchero, 30 plus points. It's plus 125, but he's done it in both games, so that's what we're trusting. Then we go Pacers Bucks. And we're going to Pascal Siakam. We got to go to combos. Scroll down to points plus rebounds. Pascal Siakam. We're taking him for 28. Bada bing. No big deal. And then our final line is ka-ching ka-chang, Minnesota Timberwolves, Lakers, points over under, Luka Doncic over 30.5, plus 708, I guess. I had plus 690 10 minutes ago when I built this before I started the video, but as of now it's plus 708. You guys can see that there on your screen. That is the 4-pick parlay we like. Once again, Paolo Banchero 30 plus points, Pascal Siakam 28 plus points and rebounds, and then Luka Doncic over 30.5 points, plus 708 over on DraftKings currently. Shop around, find the books that have the best numbers as always. Would like to thank you guys for tuning in. Please check out the hockey video. Matt's been making those. He's got another one out. I think he's been doing pretty solid on his picks. He had the Wild last night. They plus 120 on the money line at home against Vegas. They cashed. Not a big deal. But yeah, go ahead and check out the hockey video. As always, thanks guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. We will catch you guys tomorrow. We're gonna do more NBAs. Let's hit some more bets. Hopefully another 4 picks in the parlay. We'll go 3 in a row. Come on, baby. Anyway, thanks as always, guys, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.